It's time for yet another universe fact. I love creating these and mixing up the characters, and I'm curious to see what you guys think about two particular characters that are in this pack and that I'll be discussing about, just talking about just throughout this video, and even more of the other two selections, even another Nick Jr. character that I think can belong. And I think from this particular show they can pull from. But I'm going to get into each character one by one, and I'm going to be able to, just react to different characters and how I think they can play, maybe, and just their chances. I think there's a really great chance that we could see, I would say, maybe 3 of the 4 characters. We could. It's a chance, but maybe 2 at the most will be more than likely. And the first one I'm going to get ready to start with is Big Nate, and he's a more modern character from the more newer shows that's recent. And I heard about the new season that just recently started for Big Nate. Now, I don't know if anybody out there has watched his show before. I'm just going to bring up the roster as usual.
Select your brawler.
I'm not sure if anybody out there in particular has watched Big Nate, and if someone out there has watched the show, what do you guys think of it? And I mean, I've seen little, bits and pieces of it, and he's a prankster. And he makes me think of one of the characters. I forgot who is a prankster from the Loud House. I think it was Ronnie Ann. Who is the prankster from that universe, from the Loud House, and even from the Casa Grandes from that show, from her original show, but she's still part of the Loud House, being really close to Lincoln Loud. So it made me think of Ronnie Ann in a way, because she loves doing those different pranks. Could be wrong. I think it was her, because I was doing some research of some of the other characters that could be in from the Loud House to get represented into this roster. So Big Nate being a prankster, who knows what kind of tricks and kind of pranks and schemes that he could come up with and he can use to be a part of his moveset. It can make him unique with his abilities, or what I like to say, in other words, his move pool of what he can do for his specials and just different things that he can be capable of to be added into this roster. And I picked him because it's more of the more modern recent shows that I think Nickelodeon will probably be willing to add and include him, and they can definitely get their hands on him to add him into this roster. So I wanted to start with him as someone new. Some of the newer shows, there's so many great characters, even from the past all the way to present. I haven't seen all the shows, I haven't seen all the episodes of them, but just getting to know some of the things that he's done and the things that he does in the show, just being a prankster, you can definitely put some tricks out on the battlefield to really be able to keep your trick your opponent, and just they don't know what you're gonna do next. And I think Big Nate can definitely be one of those characters that are very unpredictable, where you don't know what he's gonna be doing and what he's gonna bring out next for his next move. So it keeps, what I like to say, it keeps the player guessing, and you're not gonna be able to read easily when you play as him. So I think he's not only just a great chance, he has a high chance being the newest character. I think they're more than willing to add him into this game, and I'm surprised he's not even in this right now. So maybe in a later title, maybe in a different game, if there is one that's going to be announced potentially. We don't know what's going to happen yet, but I wanted to really start with him first. And then this next character I don't know the full story, but I wanted to share this in the video. Just looking up this character, I didn't just want to pick anyone random, but I wanted to go with some new different characters I don't see many people talking about, and to mix it up to make these packs even more unique and interesting. Miraculous Ladybug, which also, I think she has a video game. Could be wrong. I think maybe it's just one or two, a few titles. I haven't played any of the games, but I wanted to add Miraculous Ladybug because from what I found out, this show actually got to premiere on Nickelodeon, and it used to be part of Nickelodeon. But I guess if anybody knows the full story of the Miraculous series or Miraculous Ladybug, if you've been following it, you could probably be able to elaborate in the comments to be able to share your thoughts on this full story of what's going on with this show. Because what I found out is that Miraculous got moved way too early, or sooner rather than later. It got moved to Disney Channel. So now does Disney own the rights to Miraculous Ladybug? Almost like almost I'll say a similar fashion with Doug. It used to be on Nickelodeon and it used to air on Nick, and now it got moved. And now Disney has taken Doug away from Nickelodeon and they have the rights to Doug now since he's owned by Disney. Now is the same thing? Is it the same thing that goes along with the story for Miraculous Ladybug? You know, another iconic hero can probably be able to get in, just like Jenny and all the other ones that's in the game. I think she can really be able to shine as well. But now with the story, just doing some digging from the research, you know, just being premiered on Nickelodeon, and then from what I found out, it eventually got sent to the Nicktoons network the following year during its first year. And then after that, you know, now it's part of Disney now. So do they still have a chance to get this character? And that's why I wanted to put her in this. You know what I mean? So it was received well. So I just don't know the full story, you know, in regards to Miraculous Ladybug. But I think she has a lot of ability. I think she'll be a great character, and really some fans that have probably been playing the game or following the show, if one of you guys out there have seen it, will probably be interested in playing as her. And I wanted to add her into this pack. So that's just something I wanted to share, you know, just for this whole universe pack with this particular character that I slipped into this universe pack. Someone who used to be a part of Nickelodeon, but now is no longer being aired on that channel. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe they'll probably end up getting her, or what? You know, someone that's getting through Disney, got to get by Disney. That's gonna be really tough to really try to handle and come down to some kind of negotiation to get a character. See, I don't know what that's like, but I just wanted to throw in another brand new character that'll be unique for this pack. So she's the second pick. Now we're gonna move on to the third pick, and just like I always keep on saying, just repeating, Nick Jr. characters can shine to take on the likes of the TMNT and all these other characters that's in this game. And then you want to go age, you know, Lincoln Loud is in the game. Why is he in the game? You know what I mean? So other Nick Jr. characters can get in to be able to go head to head and take down Leonardo and all the other characters that are on the roster. And I think if they were going to pick if they were going to think Nick Jr., they're probably going to go with someone from the Paw Patrol, because all the pups have their own different abilities. The mighty pups with all their abilities, it could be a part of their specials. Or maybe what I already made and talked about, the different ultimate attacks. Their ultimates, if they get the pups for Paw Patrol is on the road, that'll be really dope to see. Marshall, or just who I picked, I wanted to pick Chase, who's another top pick, and a huge heavily liked from the fans for Paw Patrol. I loved watching the show, and I've been playing some of the games that are really fun too, that I enjoy. But imagine if they got them in this game. They can get maybe one or two of them. They can probably get them all. And Rubble having his own show, they'll probably end up picking him. So who knows? Because Chase didn't get his own show. Marshall didn't get his own show. They went with Rubble. He got his own separate adventure. I don't know what that's like. Of course, guys haven't checked it out yet. But Rubble got his own show. They'll probably end up picking him. But I went with Chase for my third pick. And I think Paw Patrol has the biggest chance of being a Nick Jr. rep, or just getting Nick Jr. reps into this roster. And just like I've been saying, every character or every pup has their own ability. Chase being a spy, and just all the different abilities that you can have, and then using their mighty pups abilities to be able to really inflict damage and really be able to go crazy. It's on these characters, and I just really think that they belong. It's not just about Paw Patrol. It's other shows like Dora and so many others, Wubbzy and Bob the Builder and Blue. They're all capable of doing, you know, some kind of just getting into the game as a playable character. So I just think Nick Jr. characters can really shine, and I definitely think the Paw Patrol is definitely a top pick, and I think will be a #1 go-to immediately for them to really try to get some of these Nick Jr. characters added. So I wanted to slip in some Paw Patrol for this. But I don't know how long I'm gonna go with this last final character for the universe pack. SpongeBob has, I just think, when you think about all the different characters in the world of SpongeBob, he has so many different great characters. And I'm not just talking about villains and so much more. You know, just not just the villains, the heroes and stuff like that. It's just his world is full of so many great characters that they can add. And he would probably have, well, his SpongeBob show, or just SpongeBob Reps in particular, he could have the most characters to stack up the roster with Dennis, the Hitman, and so much more. Bubble Buddy, Doodle Bob, Squilliam could be a separate character outside of Squidward. Mr. Krabs, Flats, the Bully. I want him in the game. It's so many great characters from SpongeBob's world, and they can go on and on and on. Even though he's in a background character for the in this game for Patrick State, the Flying Dutchman, he could belong. There's so much more. But that's why I wanted to go with one unique live action character, Patchy the Pirate, who I think could be really powerful and easily one of the most dangerous characters. It doesn't just have to be Patchy. They could come out with, they can have him come out with the parrot, Potty the Parrot. Patchy and Potty together, where he can be able to send him out. Send Potty the Parrot, start flying and attacking you, just being a nuisance on the battlefield, where you don't have to just worry about what Patchy's gonna do. Potty's gonna get you. So he's just, it'll be so fun to see him added into the game. I'm just really hoping that they really consider him. And since he's a SpongeBob rep, it's a good chance that they can get him, and he's the same voice actor as SpongeBob. Isn't it Tom Kenny? See what I'm saying? So they can probably make those voice lines work for him in a newer game, or maybe in a future update. It'll be really awesome to see him get into the game, and just being a live action character, that opens the door even more. But SpongeBob being highly received and one of the best Nickelodeon shows, with Loud House and many more out there for Avatar and Danny Phantom and more from the fans, what's stopping them from getting Patchy the Pirate? I wanted to really pick him to really spice up this universe pack for someone new. A live action character like Patchy the Pirate, and just his, you see all these character models? Just the way they look. Patchy the Pirate would really look good in this game. They don't have to take his full real face, but I think, see how Hugh Neutron looks? Imagine how Patchy the Pirate would look in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl with his character model. His character model would look good, and then Potty the Parrot can be right on his shoulder, just chilling in the picture. And he have his hook raised in a slot. It'll be awesome to really see that. So maybe Patchy the Pirate can be able to shine into the game to really be able to, you know, open a door. And it's just another SpongeBob rep that can really be able to get added for the roster. And just him being a live action character, it's going to take a little bit longer to put all that together. So that's why I put him in as the last pick to wrap up this universe pack in conclusion. But it's just, again, it's SpongeBob. It's a SpongeBob show. It's SpongeBob's universe. I think they can get just about anybody from his show. Larry the Lobster, you know, some characters that don't really get brought up. Larry the Lobster, Fred, I would like to see. The chocolate guy going crazy. I think Fred would be really funny to see too. Just for the memes and just the jokes and things like that. It'll be really fun. They got joke characters like Hugh Neutron going crazy. They can get all types of different characters from SpongeBob's universe, and there's only 3 of them. You know what I mean? So it can definitely be something like that. And, you know, Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, it goes on and on. Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, Man Ray, the Dirty Bubble. See what I'm saying? They can get all those different characters from SpongeBob's world, even from, you know, just even, I don't know, Squidina. Could that be considered a SpongeBob character? But it's from Patrick's show. Still part of his world. From his universe. It goes on and on. But Patchy the Pirate, I think, will be a really fun fan favorite. And I don't know why they stopped. they stopped on showing him for some reason, Patchy the Pirate. So it's definitely one of my favorites, just watching every time. And he even got to meet SpongeBob too, which was even cool, even more of a cool little experience to see during the show. But let me know what y'all think. We got Big Nate, Miraculous Ladybug, who I think is a even bigger stretch now since she's on Disney. Got Chase to represent Nick Jr. from the Paw Patrol and the Pups. They can get the other ones too. And then you got Patchy the Pirate from SpongeBob's universe that I really think will be really awesome to see in this game. So hopefully they can really consider some of these characters. But, you know, just to wrap up, I definitely think Big Nate and Chase will have the biggest chance to get in. But still, with Patchy being from SpongeBob's world, they can probably definitely make that work.